The audio you're about to hear was recorded in Anchor. Learn more at anchor.fm.
Hi everyone, this is Aaron. Today is Thursday, January 18th, 2018. I'm recording from my car and you are listening to the Soundwords podcast. This is my final installment on the series of how podcasting helps preaching. I am fighting the assumption that people who listen to podcasts do not already understand the importance of church attendance. When church attendance is already a priority to the listener, then podcasts become supplemental, and they are benefits and they are privileges of the listening audience. My point for today is that podcasting sermons actually helps preaching because it spreads Jesus. Now, if the point of a sermon is to elevate the preacher and to get the preacher's name out more and to make the church name known more, then of course podcasting is going to actually hurt preaching. If the goal of preaching is to spread Jesus as it should be and to make him known, then podcasting can only help preaching. It helps to spread Jesus. If the Word of God is food, if it is like bread, if it is living water, then I think that podcasters and church leaders should do whatever it takes to spread their message wide and far. In doing so, you are helping to spread Jesus, and it doesn't undermine the authority or attendance of the church if the church is already preaching and teaching the importance of church attendance and participating in the life of the church. With all this being said, I think that pastors should be aware that their primary and target audience should never be a podcast audience, but it should be the local congregation. It should be the sheep that the pastor is supposed to shepherd. It should be the people who the pastor knows and people who the pastor is involved with the lives of. Alternately, the podcast listener should be aware that listening to podcasts does not replace participation in a local church. Nothing can replace face-to-face communion with God and his people. Thanks for listening to the Soundwords podcast. I recently read an article that had similar arguments to my own arguments. That's over at theblazingcenter.com, and it was an article written by Stephen Altrogge. I will put that in today's show notes. Thank you for listening. I think I'll be back next week with something probably a little bit lighter in nature and probably in tone as well. But for everyone listening, I want to wish you a happy Friday. Have a great weekend.
The audio you just heard was recorded in Anchor. Learn more at anchor.fm.